I don't know about you, but I'm so happy we don't have to deal with Jean-Claude Van Damme, aka Karine Jean-Pierre, who's like, I think on her first day as White House press secretary stated, "I'm the first black lesbian woman to ever be like," okay, nobody cares. Do your job. What's up with Biden? What's going on? Why is he doing this wrong? Why is he doing that wrong? Why are you lying for him all the time? That's what we want to know. But Karoline Leavitt, the new White House press secretary for Donald Trump, who is a beast. She's a G. She's only 27 years old and she's killing it out here. I am older than her. And she's out here in a position that most people would dream of. Not me, I would never want to be involved in politics. I just like talking about it, but it's crazy. And she gets completely attacked by CNN. This was a few months ago before he had won. And then we're gonna show some clips from The View as well, where it's just absolutely insane the lengths people will go to propagate their nonsense. And it's hilarious that when the facts are presented to them, they try and dismiss them. And in this case, cut them off. But before we get into that, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to Resist the Mainstream because it ensures to YouTube that you're enjoying your videos, and in turn, they will show up in your feed and then they'll push it out to more people. I'm Titus. Let's get into this video.
It takes someone 5 minutes to Google Jake Tapper, Donald Trump, to see that Jake Tapper has consistently frequently likened President Trump to Adolf Hitler.
Ma'am, I'm going to stop this interview if you continue to attack my colleagues. I would like to talk about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who you work for.
Yes.
If you are here to speak on his behalf, I am willing to have this conversation.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Karoline, thank you very much for your time. You are welcome to come back at any point. She is welcome to come back and speak about Donald Trump, and Donald Trump will have equal time to Joe Biden when they both join us now at later this week in Atlanta for this debate.
I was so beside herself. She couldn't even get the words out of what she was trying to say. It's absolutely ridiculous that all she's stating is don't attack my colleagues, So pointing out what your colleague said about the person I'm working for, the negative things he said about him on your network is attacking him for telling you what he had already openly said on the platform that we are currently on. Okay, cuts her off. This is what's crazy about CNN. They don't fact check us. Don't come at us. Stop lying then. Don't say things you don't mean. Don't say things that aren't true. And if you say something that's not true and you thought it was, come back and say I was wrong. Humble yourself and be like, hey, I was wrong. Or I apologize. But don't sit there and cut the person's off. Censorship. People are over the censorship. This is absolutely ridiculous. And if you think that's bad, which it is, and I don't know if this necessarily tops it, but it's just like, the disdain. If you know me, you know the disdain I have towards the View. Stay tuned for this video because, oh my goodness, Whoopi and Joy are just a piece of work. Let's check it out.
Yeah, I would like this young lady this is her first job, I would like her to do a little homework because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you, because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Because women were not invited to that table. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation. The reason we fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about this. And now to hear you talk about it and to hear anybody talk about the wokeness was put in place for a reason, because black people couldn't get into colleges, because women could not get into the colleges they wanted to go to. This is all women. Yeah. See, this is not black, Asian women. This is all women. Women were not invited to this party. It was a man's world, and we busted our asses to make sure that this was a person's world. So please stop using that phrase you're talking about, because you don't understand what you're saying.
She does. And this is so slimy of the people on the left that act this way. Now, obviously not all people are this way, but this is so slimy that these people that are propped up to spew the talking points of the left, when they say things like, the wokeness is the reason why you have that job. When we say there's not going to be any wokeness, we're not saying the women are going to have to all go back home and be stay-at-home moms and not work. That's not what we're saying. We're talking about, hey, we're not going to advocate for 5-year-olds who think they're a dinosaur one day and think that they're Superman the next to chop off their genitals because they think they're the opposite gender. the day after that. That's what we're saying when we say no wokeness. We're saying we're not going to give people special benefits and privileges because they look different than someone else or they have different appendages. This is what we're saying we're done with the wokenesses. We're saying that we're not going to allow people to cross our border because no human is illegal. That's what we're saying when we say no more wokeness. But of course, you want to sit there and go back a billion years ago to try and use wokeness in the context that it's not in. We're not talking about that. I wouldn't be here right now. I'm black. If I want to go to college, I could apply for a college. I'd probably get in over a lot of white people just because of the way I look. Maybe not in this current administration, thank the Lord. I want to go based off my merit. I want to feel like I earned it. But like, you're full of BS. You're full of crap. You always got to pull the things from a billion years ago to try and justify the actions today. I'm sorry. No, there is a thing called going too far, and you've well gone past that. It's ridiculous. But continue, Whoopi.
You're saying about yourself that, hey, that's a terrible thing to be. It's not a terrible thing to be. That's why we fought. That's what we were fighting for, so that you could stand in that podium, so that Kathleen Jean-Pierre could stand at that.
Kathleen Jean-Pierre. It's Karoline Jean-Pierre. Even I know that. That's crazy. It's embarrassing. That's your girl. That's wild. You didn't even know her own name.
That podium. So women of all kinds of colors and ilks, wherever they came from, whatever their belief system was, they had the opportunity to bust down that door.
And by the way, I think she's probably been put in there because according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. That's what it is.
I want to be clear, though. It's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
Whatever I'm saying, this is the first time that she's been she may be. But my point is that job would not maybe have been open to her.
No, I understand. I just wanted to clarify that.
You notice how she has to keep on saying maybe? That job maybe might not have been potentially something that she would have been able to attain. Maybe, because you're full of crap. Say it with your chest, Whoopi. She wouldn't have been able to get the job under 100 years ago, 50 years ago. Spit it out. Mates, I'm just saying I'm angry because of a possibility. The heck are you talking about? And if you wanted a list of Karoline Leavitt's accomplishments and what she's achieved at the young age of 27, let's just go through this tweet put out by Media Lies, because the Media Lies, thank the Lord for this channel. Joy Behar on The View just disgustingly accused Karoline Leavitt of only having a job due to her looks. I'm sure that plays some sort of a part of it. If you're smart, really intelligent, articulate, plus hot, yeah, put him there. Like, it's fine. I worked for Abercrombie and Hollister in like high school, and I remember that literally being a requirement, not to shamelessly plug myself, but they would only hire people that they seemed conventionally attractive because they thought that would be good for sales. And I remember people coming and protesting outside of Abercrombie when I was working there, saying that we were ugly phobic or something. Some lady brought her 2 children. I was like, okay, interesting. But Karoline Leavitt was only hired by Donald Trump because she's a 10, that's what it is. That's what Joy Behar said. And then this guy goes, this is false. Here's a list of Karoline Leavitt's qualifications. Karoline Leavitt, or Leavitt, I don't know if I'm saying it right or not, was the press secretary for the Trump campaign. She was the assistant press secretary and presidential writer during Trump's first administration. Leavitt served in the White House Office of Presidential Correspondence and also worked under the former press secretary, Kayleigh McEnany. She was also the spokesperson for a major pro-Trump super PAC. Leavitt was a communication director for Elise Stefanik in Congress, and she's also graduated with degrees in communications and political science. She also ran for office. I don't remember what it was, so I'm not gonna try and say it now, but she ran for office. She lost, but she ran. Like, this girl she's driven, she's smart, she's obviously clearly articulate, she's composed, because unlike the unhinged CNN host at the beginning of this video who could not keep it together that her colleague was being attacked. Wild, guys. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to comment on your thoughts below. I want to know what you guys are thinking, and I can't wait to see you guys on the next one. Peace.